The views and opinions expressed on the following program are those of the host and guests and do not necessarily reflect the policy or position of ONTV's management, staff, or board of directors.
Detroit basketball.
And hello and welcome into Views from the Sideline. Across from me, as always, Malik Hill. I'm Joey Tysick, and it's football season, just like that. We took a few weeks off. Again, busy lives. It's just where we're at in life now. But we had to come back for Malik's week one of college football, his favorite time of the year, would you say?
This is my Christmas.
Okay.
This is my whatever holiday you love the most.
Christmas.
This is it for me.
Okay.
I don't know. Some people like different. Some people are Halloween people. Some people are.
Yeah. Well, for me,
Yeah.
it's definitely Christmas. My birthday's on Christmas. Christmas is on Christmas. We have NBA all
Christmas
day.
is on Christmas.
We have NBA all day on Christmas.
Yeah.
Plus, now they've added NFL games on Christmas. Like, what more could I want?
Kind of overdoing it, but
A little
I
bit.
understand what you say. Yeah.
But I mean, like, I could choose my own adventure of what I want to do that day.
True.
So that's exciting for me. But yeah, week one of college
It's
football.
the best time of the year for me.
For me, it just is like the precursor to the NFL season. I'm more of that NFL sicko, but I do enjoy some college football to kind of have a little appetizer before the NFL.
I understand.
So
That's basically what the NFL is for me. Like I still,
Yeah.
because I love football,
right.
I'm still gonna watch.
Yeah.
I'm just more passionate about college football. Yeah.
Right. So we wanted to briefly mention the Tigers. While we were gone, they've gone basically through a roller coaster. They were really struggling for a while.
After the All-Star break, it was really tough. They lost like 10 to 12.
Yeah, which I think we mentioned on the last episode. But then they've slowly kind of crawled back, and now they're back towards the top. I think the only team they're behind right now is still the Brewers, if I'm correct. I don't know if you're looking or not.
In their division, they're 10 ahead of Kansas City right now.
Yeah.
6-4 in their last 10 overall record, 78-56. They're five. The Brewers are on a tear. It is
They've
crazy.
been killing it.
Yeah, we're one ahead of Toronto, 78-56. Milwaukee is 83-50,
Yeah.
just on an absolute tear.
Yeah. But the Tigers are back getting going. Pitching's still been really good. Their offense is still really surprising to me.
The offense is up and down.
Yeah.
They have games where they look like the team we remember, and then they fall back down again.
Yeah. So they're looking good again. Seems like playoffs are inevitable at this point, and things are looking up still, which is nice. I still can't watch them, but I get to watch them when they're on Sunday Night Baseball, which thankfully, because they're a good team, they are on there every once in a while. And then the elusive preseason for the NFL is over. It's concluded now that it's down to only 3 weeks, and then teams get a week off before the regular season. But similar to NBA Summer League, but maybe with a slight uptick in excitement, I do watch a little bit of the preseason, but very little.
I watched much less than I used to, and I'm proud of myself for that.
I think I have too.
Yeah.
I'm more of just like, I'll look at the highlights, and
Me too.
then everybody gets all excited about all these players, and I'm kind of like, okay, yeah, they could be good,
Yeah.
but
It depended on who was playing.
yeah,
Like, I watched Cam Ward a little bit his last game. Like, I watched specific people.
right. For me, it was Tedoroa McMillan. Obviously, Travion Henderson, I think, has the most hype going into the regular season because of his preseason tape. But there's a lot of exciting rookies, I think, and one of them being the Lions, Isaac Tisla.
Touchdown every game.
Man, that guy's fun to watch. And hopefully it does translate into the regular season. And the Lions already have kind of pointed in the direction that they think so, because they traded Tim Patrick, was that
To the Jags.
today?
Yep. it was
This
today.
morning? Pretty early this morning to the Jaguars. So Tesla's basically, wide receiver 3, wide receiver 4, probably intermingling.
Him
with-
and Khalif Raymond splitting.
Right. So I think that's exciting news. And yeah, it's really interesting to see.
Could also mean more Sam Laporta targets.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But wasn't too many like crazy surprises in the the cuts going down to the 53-man roster. I don't know if you paid attention to any of that.
Not specifically to the well, we somewhat talked about the Dan Skipper thing because
Yeah.
there are a lot of Lions fans that were upset about it.
Right. It's disappointing because he's kind of just like an icon at this point for the team just because of the whole ineligible or not eligible or whatever. So it's disappointing in that aspect. Plus, there is a offensive line depth issue. But, like, we were texting in our little group, like, the problem is, I think at this point, the Lions offensive line, they're trying to get younger. And so having Dan Skipper, who's, a veteran at this point, like, I don't think giving him reps over these younger guys is going to be good for the long term.
Getting Mahogany ready, getting Giovanni Manu ready.
Right.
Yeah.
Those kind of guys, keeping them going. So it's sad, I guess, but at the end of the day, like, it's not that big of a deal.
Before we go into the Lions, can I just say one thing I'm incredibly disappointed in with the preseason?
Yeah.
And this is sat on my heart since I saw it
Okay.
yesterday. I can't remember if it was yesterday, like last night or this morning.
Mm-hmm.
One of my players that I had hope in got cut.
Mm.
And I hope a team picks him up and actually uses him because he's a real talent. He's just small.
Yeah.
Deuce Vaughn.
Oh, he did get cut. Ugh. See, people were kind of getting back excited about him because Jaden Blue is a little banged up. Miles Sanders is a little banged up.
Good luck to Javonte Williams.
Yeah.
I hope Jaden Blue, when he's healthy, has a good rookie season. And I don't know who else they have at running back. Honestly.
Miles Sanders. It's Miles Sanders.
The Cowboys have Miles Sanders.
Yes.
I had no idea about this.
And
did he play in the preseason at all?
Maybe a little bit.
I
But
swear
he's
I did
like
not
I said,
know.
he's been injured again. So, surprise, surprise.
They could have used Deuce Vaughn.
Did they end up keeping Phil Maffa then? Or is he cut too? That I
I
don't
will
know.
check real quick.
Okay. Because that was
But yeah.
another one.
They don't deserve Deuce Vaughn. The Cowboys are losers.
So yeah, there's some interesting things like that. Also, like Hunter Renfrow got cut from Carolina, who
Yeah, I
actually
saw
looked
that.
pretty good, like in training camp and stuff. Again,
and they just traded Adam Thielen too.
to the Vikings.
So I think they're invested in Coker as their
He's
Holy
basically going
Cross
to be
guy.
their. He could be their wide receiver 2, wide receiver 3. He's mostly going to compete with Xavier Legette, I assume.
Not seeing any news on Phil Maffa.
Okay.
So
So
maybe he
they
made the
might have
team.
ended up keeping him, which is interesting. But yeah, I think it's funny because was it yesterday? Yeah, yesterday Vegas signed Amari Cooper. So Amari Cooper
I love that.
in 2025, Amari Cooper is on the Raiders. Keenan Allen is on the
Back on the
Chargers.
Chargers.
Adam Thielen is on the Vikings.
Listen, I think we've talked
And-
about this before.
Oh, and Brandon Cooks is on the Saints.
Maybe it was an NBA conversation, but I believe all guys that were with franchises and like really good for an extended period of time
Mhm.
just finish there.
Yeah,
Just go.
right.
Why not? That should almost be a requirement. That would be a bit too much.
Yeah, go back.
But yeah, go back home, play one more season, just retire where you started.
right.
I
Yeah,
like it.
especially if you had like meaningful years there, like most
Yeah.
of those guys did.
Like those were some of the Raiders' best years with him and Derek Carr
Yeah.
because they looked like they had some hope.
Right. So that's interesting news. Not too many other things. Going back to the Lions, I guess, real quick. They did end up cutting Broderick Martin. Basically never got on the field, it felt like.
Listen, it's almost I like to call him the myth, Broderick Martin.
Yeah.
I saw him playing in their last preseason game and I was shocked.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, holy shit, that's Broderick Martin.
Yeah.
But well, didn't last.
Right.
Didn't he deal with injuries his
Yes.
first couple of years?
Yeah, he's had a lot of injuries.
Mhm.
They also ended up cutting Tom Kennedy again, which is really funny to me.
He's going to be on the practice squad.
Yeah,
Like-
he's
Yeah.
he's been through this already. They cut rookie, was it Jackson Meeks? Another wide
I didn't
receiver.
know they cut Jackson Meeks. Huh?
Yeah, a lot of people were kind of excited about him.
They kept Levette, I assume.
I don't think so.
Oh, they cut both.
I don't remember exactly. Now that I'm thinking about it, but I know people were a little confused about the wide receivers, and then the other rookie, was it Ahmad Hassanin?
He
Kind of project player.
He got hurt. In the
Yeah,
last preseason
so-
game. Yeah.
He was gonna have to be on like the injured reserve thing that like keeps him out for the season. So they have like they waived him with like I can't remember the exact way it's worded. It's some like wavered with contingency or something like that because of injury.
Yeah, they waived him.
So just
with
kind
an
of
injury settlement. I just
injury
looked up Lions
settlement.
cuts.
Yeah, so it's kind of disappointing because he was kind of an intriguing player, obviously a project player nonetheless, but yeah. Then the other confusing part was, at least going into today, they only had 3 defensive ends or something, or edge players. They had Hutch, Marcus Davenport, and somebody else. Can't remember.
But they got Tyleek Williams.
Yes, he's defensive tackle.
Yeah. Also, they claimed 2 people off waivers earlier.
Yeah,
today.
that's what I was going to
Tyler
say.
Lacey and Tyrus Wheat.
Yeah,
I don't
a
know
Jaguar
who that
and a Cowboy player. So depth pieces, I guess. But people are still concerned about.
Great job getting another defensive end, guys.
Yeah,
Great job.
People are concerned about the edge still.
As they should be.
With, some actual concern. Meanwhile, the Packers, I don't know if you've seen, going back into rumors, the Packers have been rumored to be in talks with the Cowboys about Micah Parsons. That'd be pretty wild.
I hope it happens. I really hope it does.
Wow. Preying on our downfall, huh?
Well, I thought. I was talking about the Cowboys part of it.
Oh.
I just hope the Cowboys lose Micah Parsons.
Okay, I got you.
That is
I got
it.
you. But to the
Oh, yeah.
Packers is like, it's like a win-loss for
My
us.
mind heard Panthers, so
Yeah.
now I'm
Okay,
going back
okay.
through. Okay,
Yeah,
I hope he doesn't go to the Packers.
to the Packers.
Yeah.
But I agree with you. I hope the Cowboys lose out on him. But yeah, so preseason's over. I'm excited. Next week, week 1, Thursday night football is Cowboys and Eagles. Sure, whatever. It's football for me, so I'll take it. I'm actually kind of interested in how the Cowboys do this year. Just they might be like fun to watch, but still be really bad.
I've heard some people say they'll be like the Bengals light.
Yeah,
Whereas
I think
it's just all
that's a good comparison.
Passing touchdowns, a bunch of interceptions, like
Yeah,
60 rushing yards a game, and
maybe
just
we'll
some-
see the potential
yeah.
of George Pickens.
a few highlights, a lot of losses.
Yeah. And their defense is just not good anymore, especially if Micah Parsons gets moved.
Mm-hmm.
So, is there any other like preseason things that you saw or wanted to point out?
I'm very excited for Cam Ward.
Okay.
It's way too early for the Titans. They have so many moves to make and a lot of ways to improve their roster. But I think there are so many games where he can keep them afloat with his ability. Now he'll have to learn to not do the run around, throw a crazy pass to the middle of the field that's going to get picked.
Mm-hmm.
But the command he already has over that offense and that team, it looks like he's the guy for that franchise.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see him play. Deontay Thornton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's been getting a lot of buzz. 6'4", speedy receiver.
I'm afraid about Deontay Thornton, good and bad,
okay.
because he didn't have like crazy stats in college.
Mm-hmm.
He was never known as being like an incredible route runner. He was tall and fast and could make some big plays. And if he is that would be nice.
Yeah.
Like if he was like a Martavis Bryant,
Mm-hmm.
like for the Steelers had for like 3 years, he was just like this. He was a puzzle for most defensive coordinators because they just didn't know what to do with Martavis Bryant.
Mm-hmm.
If Deontay Thornton becomes that would be really nice. Like he doesn't need to become Randy Moss or like Calvin Johnson.
Yeah.
See, being 6'5" with 4.3 speed, that could be valuable. So
Right.
he's a boomer and bust guy. I'm really interested in seeing what he
I was
can
going to
do.
say the Raiders as a whole are intriguing to me.
Yeah.
Because
They have a real coach. They have a real quarterback.
Yeah. Their division is tough, but their division is also kind of, I feel like, very even, where all the teams are possibly could compete.
Yeah.
And potentially, if the Raiders are good this year, that could be the toughest division in football too. But Brock Bowers has looked amazing. Ashton Genty, it kind of remains to be seen. We didn't see a whole lot of him in the preseason.
I think in the second preseason game, he started showing the signs. Like,
Yeah.
he's going to be really – I don't know why people are – he's going to be really good.
Yeah. Again, you don't know until they're out on the field for week 1. That's the biggest. All the question marks usually are answered pretty quickly. So we'll see for what it is. But I'm excited that starts next week. And like we said, week 1 of college football is kind of my appetizer to that. So let's get right into that. College football.
Just one more thought on the
Okay.
NFL.
Okay.
What is all this stuff with the Bill Krosky Merritt hype?
Oh, yeah. Preseason, man. That's why I said
I haven't even seen like a bunch of highlights of him being incredible.
Yeah.
Like, what did I might have to do some research after this because, like,
Yeah.
I haven't seen any highlight runs.
Mhm.
Like, what did he do to make the entire country get behind this kid?
Yeah.
I don't know what happened.
It is pretty
But I've
interesting.
seen his name nonstop, and especially once the
Yeah.
fantasy stuff started.
Yeah.
Bill Krosky-Merritt is the sleeper runner. Why?
Yeah, the fantasy community is big on that. and
I don't know what happened.
It's definitely way overblown. I think people forget Austin Eckler's on that team. And yes, Austin Eckler is old at this point.
Yeah, the odds of him
Old.
playing the whole season aren't
But
that likely. But
he's-
they traded Brian Robinson, so
Yeah.
I guess that's why the hype went up too.
Right.
But like,
But they've already said that they like a committee backfield. They're going to do some weird things. They just signed Deebo Samuel in the offseason. So, like, they have Austin Eckler, Deebo Samuel, Chris Rodriguez, who they still like. He played in the preseason. Pretty good,
you're counting
actually.
Deebo Samuel as a running back.
Yeah, because they're going to put him in formation.
I never
where
thought of it this way.
he's a
So
running back.
when you were saying Deebo Samuel, I was like, he's a receiver. What do you mean? But they're going to do reverses and all
Right.
types
They're
of
going to do
different
the same things
Yeah.
that the 49ers tried to do. They're going to
Mhm.
put him in the backfield for a couple carries, and that's going to take away from all the other backs. And if they already have a crowded backfield, Little Bill, as many people are saying, like, I don't. Sure, he could be by the end of the year that guy, but it probably is going to take a little bit for him to take over. Because, again, Austin Eckler is still a good running back. He doesn't have a ton of tread on his
Yeah.
tires because he's more of a receiving back and he split a lot of time when he was with the Chargers. So, I don't know. Yeah, it's definitely overblown, and that's what we talk about with the preseason. That happens. Travion Henderson is kind of the same way, but he at least has more highlights. He had some. His first play of the preseason was what, a 90-some yard kick return touchdown,
Yeah.
100-yard kick return touchdown. So it's just preseason hype kind of stuff, which I guess, just makes you excited for the season.
Game 1, 7 carries, 24 yards. Bill Krosky-Merritt.
Mm-hmm.
Game 2. Where is it at? 11 carries, 46 yards, 1 touchdown, 4.2 yards per carry. Slightly better.
Yeah.
And game 3, when they got blown out by the Ravens, he did not play.
Yeah, and that's where people.
So I'm confused.
That's where people freaked out because they're like, "Oh, he's not playing. Chris Rodriguez is playing. That means he's going to be one of the starters." So yeah,
He didn't do much of anything. Okay. Bill Krosky-Merritt is coming.
Hey,
He's coming for everybody.
I don't know. Again, it's the craziness of preseason and all that kind of stuff that
Hilarious.
I just don't enjoy. All right, college football, week 1.
We're here.
What are we looking out for, Malik? Lay out the groundwork. Week 1, how am I setting the table? Which games am I sitting down for?
Listen,
what snacks am I bringing?
They're a big match. Well, the snacks are up to you. That's everybody likes different snacks.
Okay.
But listen, Texas, Ohio State, noon, Fox. Preseason number 1 Texas versus preseason number 3 Ohio State. They both got first-time starters. Julian Sain for Ohio State, Arch Manning for Texas. Ohio State is coming off winning the championship, but they have a lot to replace.
Mm-hmm.
2 running backs, quarterback. They got Jeremiah Smith, who's a phenom. What else do they have? Texas is loaded with talent, but is Sark going to keep it rolling?
Right.
Will they fall off some? I won't say Arch Manning's name again until we see him play.
I was gonna say we've only seen him in limited quantities, so there's still a big unknown that I think people are forgetting about.
3:30, Alabama, Florida State. I expect Alabama to win. Florida State, they're just in such a weird spot. 2 years ago, they should have made the playoff. Last year, they completely fell into a crater. Now they bring in a quarterback transfer from Boston College. His name is escaping me right now, but he's like 5'11". He's a guy that can run around and make plays. They brought in Gus Malzahn as the new offensive coordinator, so he likes to do some QB run stuff, a lot of pistol, some read option stuff, take deep shots when you need to. I don't expect Florida State to really be crazy competitive in this game. Alabama lost Jalen Milroe. That's a new thing. They got Ty Simpson, who's been there for 3 years now. Kid from Tennessee was a 5-star quarterback. He's finally getting his shot. People expect him to be good, but another first-time starter. So we'll see what happens with that. LSU Clemson. 7:30 primetime on ABC. Garrett Nussmeier might be the best quarterback in the country in terms of experience and just like what to expect. The expectation is for Garrett Nussmeier to like damn near be a Heisman contender.
Yeah.
Because he's going to put up numbers. He's very accurate. He has a strong arm. He can put balls in windows that most other quarterbacks can't. He's like a classic pocket passer that can just like put up big numbers.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of expectation on Garrett Nussmeier. But Clemson is ranked higher. They got Kay Klubnik back. They got a lot of guys coming back on offense and defense.
Mm-hmm.
People are expecting this to be kind of like a return year for Clemson, where they can like just run the ACC and like just coast to the playoff. I don't know if that'll be possible, but it should be a really good week 1 matchup.
Mm-hmm.
And there aren't any like major matchups besides that. Like Syracuse and Tennessee play at noon. It's not going to be like a major big time matchup everybody's watching, but
yeah,
I'll be tuning in because Tennessee's playing and Syracuse is interesting. Most of the week 1, week 1, most teams play like they play FCS teams or they play weak FBS teams.
Yeah, there's those couple big games and then the rest are kind of whatever.
No, we can go back to week 0. Iowa State beat Kansas State.
Mm-hmm.
It was a sloppy game in Ireland. It was raining at first. Both teams took a while to get acclimated. The second half was much more exciting, but Iowa State pulled it out.
Right.
Hawaii beat Stanford in an exciting game. Most people wouldn't care about that at all.
Nope.
But I would say if you get a chance to tune into a Hawaii, you should, because their quarterback, Micah Alahado, is really exciting.
Okay.
He got hurt early in the game, still played, he could barely run. He was like limping. He was still completing passes, being extremely accurate, hitting big plays. So that was exciting. Yeah, I don't have a lot about week 1 as a whole. I mostly have like more stuff about Michigan and Michigan State.
So you're telling me Hawaii is back to the exciting quarterback days?
Yes, they are.
So the Colt Brennan days?
Nothing can live up to Colt Brennan. R.I.P. to one of the best quarterbacks of our youth and of that era.
One of my high school buddies was like the biggest Colt Brennan fan. It was crazy.
He deserved more fans at the time, to be honest. But yeah, a few big matchups in week 1. The other teams, like you expect that most of the other top 25 teams are going to win their first games because it's, not against the biggest competition. Like Illinois is playing Western Illinois, Michigan's playing New Mexico, Penn State's playing Nevada. Like you know what to expect out of week 1.
Yeah,
you get the big games, but you also get the soft games.
Right.
Yeah, the cupcakes.
Yep. So speaking of cupcakes,
should Georgia beat Marshall? Do you think that'll happen?
I don't know.
Should Oregon beat Montana State, Joey? Like I would go in more about Oregon, like with their quarterback competition, Dante.
I'm not the college guy.
Yeah. Dante Jones.
Okay.
Dante Moore. That's his actual name, Dante Moore.
Oh yeah, the Michigan guy.
Yes.
Yeah,
I think he's going to be starting for Oregon. But yeah, they're playing Montana State. We'll talk more about him and that team when they get to the Big Ten schedule.
Yeah. Back to speaking of cupcakes, Michigan State playing Western Michigan week 1.
That's a hell of a way to start your Michigan State preview.
I figured.
Where's the hope?
I figured I'd go first just because.
Speaking of cupcakes,
Michigan's got the. I don't even know how to explain the Bryce Underwood factor.
Yeah.
Michigan State coming off a new regime season, basically. Only winning 5 games, a little disappointing. I was excited going into the season. Was okay with a lot of their play, but they just kind of fumbled a couple games away from making a bowl game, which was a little disappointing.
They never really established an identity.
No, I had to shift my expectations a little bit as the season went on because early on I kept it pretty, fun and relaxed and like, let's just see where this goes. And then you see a little bit of potential. And then you see it kind of waver again towards the end of the season. And so that made me a little disappointed on the season. But overall, not terrible. Aiden Childs, another year. It's his offense. Like, he is going to be, I think, the big factor for this team. And I don't think there's any surprise there. You have a really good tight end. You have a potential top 5 tight end in the Big Ten probably in Velling, and then you have Nick Marsh, one of the best young receivers in the entire college football, which is cool. And if they can figure out that connection, I think that's a big key part of it. The other one is the offensive line. Did they make enough moves to improve the offensive line to protect Aiden? I don't know. And then the defense, that's another big one too. But going back to the offense real quick, I think the offense is going to be the leading factor for this team. Their defense was really bad last year. Their offense was pretty bad last year, but I think the offense could definitely be better. They have 2 transfer wide receivers. They have a transfer running back, and the running back is from Sacramento State.
Yeah.
Why can I not? Elijah Tolliver.
Mm-hmm.
6'1", 211 pounds. He's a senior, so
I feel like it's going to be like a running back by committee thing,
Most
but they brought
likely.
him in for security.
most likely. But maybe it's similar to last year where Nathan Carter kind of just took over the job, even though it started the season more of a committee. I always prefer that somebody comes out on top.
I thought Kyron Lynch-Adams kind of took it over.
Yeah, I guess you're
Yeah.
right. I kind of
Because
forgot about that.
he hit those big
He-
plays those first few games.
They did have a pretty good 1-2 punch.
Yeah.
So just ignore everything I just said. And then they have, where's the receivers? Krishan McCray, that's one.
Yeah, Krishan McCray and then Amari Kelly from Middle Tennessee.
Right.
I think they're supposed to be like the 2 and 3 guys.
And
They brought in a couple other guys
is-
too.
Krishan McCray from Toledo?
He's from Kent State.
Kent State, that's
Yeah.
what it was. Similar colors. This is what I did when I was cramming, just looking at all this stuff. So those guys are apparently pretty exciting players.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to watch any of their tape or anything like that. But,
Amari Kelly is like really, really dynamic. Like I think he's going to be.
okay.
They're going to get him the ball a lot.
Yeah.
I think he might return some stuff too.
I mean, Krishan McCray, looking at 5'10", 170, sounds like a slot guy for me. So
Yeah.
to have him over the middle with Velling, Nick Marsh on the outside, like that sounds pretty good. Obviously, again, it comes down to Aiden. Can Aiden minimize the mistakes? I think he started the season off pretty good and then got a little errant at times. And then at the same time, there's like this middle ground because I felt like he started to get too reserved at the same time. So he's the type of quarterback where I need him to take shots, but just have a little bit better timing with when to take those shots. And maybe that's partially coaching, maybe that's partially him. But that's the big key factor. Now the defense, I don't know where the defense is going.
They brought in a bunch of transfers too
They did,
to try and fix some spots and fill some holes.
yes, but they were one of the worst pass defenses in the entire college football.
They've been pretty bad for a minute now.
Yeah. Now
Even
they're
going back to Mel Tucker's last few
right.
years.
Their run defense has been all right. It's definitely better, but it's just, are they going to be able to? Either one, they're going to have to get in shootouts, or they're going to have to go classic Michigan State and just kind of run the rock and kind of play time of possession type of game. Can they do that with other top teams?
That's the type of game Jonathan Smith liked to play at Oregon State. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that's tricky when your talent pool is a little bit lower than the other teams.
Yeah.
So-
And it's the Big Ten. So
right,
to play that type of game, you need higher level talent.
right. Because other teams are going to play that way.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I'm not like concerned about the team, but they have to be better than last year. You have to improve because, again, this is a new regime. Like, you need to keep improving. Otherwise, if it starts to get off the rails after year 2, like that already starts to look bad, with not much of a direction again. And then Michigan State feels like they're in this weird endless loop of like, oh, excitement of this couple things, and then this happens, and we're sideways, and now we got to look for a new head coach again, and I don't know, it makes me a little nervous. So looking at their schedule, open up with Western Michigan. That's a Friday night game. That should be easy win. They get their rematch against Boston College next week. That's another night game, but that's at home this time.
Yeah.
So
It's an important game.
yes,
It is.
and it was important last year, and they almost came away with it at Boston College. Kind of fumbled it away late, but it is what it is. Then they come back. There's 3 straight home games to start the season is pretty big, just to get you rolling. They play Youngstown State,
Tune up.
just easy,
Yeah.
easy peasy. Then they go to USC. That could be tricky. Then they go to Nebraska.
That's a difficult back-to-back home away games.
Yeah. Then they get UCLA at home. That's a good test game, I think, to where you're at in the Big Ten. Then they go to Indiana.
Not easy.
It's just,
Even with Indiana's not going to have the run they had last year,
yeah.
but they're an improved football program,
Right.
and they know what they're doing.
They get Michigan at home. I say it every year. You never know with a rivalry game, but I don't know. It's still tough. Michigan's going to be good, but that's where you hope Bryce Underwood struggles with the rivalry scenario. Being at East Lansing, can he deal with that kind of pressure? That could be a big coming out party for Bryce Underwood, to be honest. Unless, he does something crazy in one of these early games. But that could be a big statement game for him just because of the rivalry type stuff. Then they go to Minnesota. Then they're at home against Penn State. It doesn't matter.
Most likely a lot,
It doesn't matter that they're at home, but, again, it's a good litmus test, though, if they can even compete with Penn State for a half or something like that.
This may sound way too obvious and like duh, but that last stretch of 4 games, that's everything.
Yeah.
That stretch, like you probably lose Penn State.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go at least 2-2?
Yeah.
Minnesota at Iowa, Michigan State.
And this is like the exact same scenario that they had
Maryland.
last year. Like they had to go, they played Iowa, things like that. Like they have Minnesota, Iowa, Maryland, like all those kind of middle of the Big Ten teams. Can you say that you're better than them? I don't know. Now, I said they just need a bowl game. I think they need to win 6 games.
That's the difference between 8-4 and 6-6, potentially 5-7.
Yeah. You were saying before the podcast, though, you think they need to win 7 games.
At least. I think 8-4 should be the goal. 7-5 is like, we made some progress.
Yeah. All right, let's go through this real quick. Western Michigan, win. Boston College, kind of a toss-up.
Yes, it's a toss-up, but I think very winnable.
Because it's at home.
Yeah, starting 3-0 is the best scenario.
Okay, so 3-0.
At USC, that's a real.
I'm
Who
calling it a
knows?
loss just because it's
Okay.
the first road game of the season. Maybe they can bounce back against Nebraska.
You need to be at least 1-1 in that stretch.
Yeah,
I don't think you can't lose both,
right.
or you shouldn't.
So 4-1 at home against UCLA. That feels like a trap game to me. Makes me a little nervous.
Oh, you said 4-1?
Yeah.
You got them winning both.
1, 2, 3.
Which
3-1.
What was the loss? Oh yeah, okay,
I have them
yeah.
3-1. Sorry, my bad. Losing to USC, but then UCLA feels like kind of like a trap game to me. Even though
What'd you
it's a
say
home
about
game,
Nebraska?
that they win.
Okay.
So they lose to USC, win against Nebraska, just as kind of a bounce back second road game. They figure it out, maybe. But I think this stretch of games is kind of odd. Like USC, Nebraska, UCLA, all kind of pretty.
If they're 5-1
toss-ups.
going into the Indiana game, that's a really nice position.
Yeah, I'm more thinking they might be 4-2.
I think that most likely too.
So they go into Indiana, be 4-3. Michigan probably 4-4, and then that's where it comes down to what we said.
Yeah.
Minnesota, they have to beat one of those teams. and
Hopefully you're better than 4-4 at this stretch.
yeah,
Because
but you could probably take
Like,
Minnesota on the road.
at that point it's up to like team morale and like who quit, who's still in it.
Yeah,
Like how much of a hold does Jonathan Smith still have on the group?
right.
It comes down to that stuff in the last 4 games.
Yeah, and then they could be 5-5 going to Iowa, and that just feels tough.
That's not a good feeling.
No,
That's not a good feeling.
so that's where like they need to. That I think the USC, Nebraska, and UCLA stretch are almost more important than those last 4 games because you want to be ahead of schedule.
It also depends on how they win and lose those games. Because if like the pass offense is firing,
Yeah,
and the defense is still like down, like it depends on what it looks like.
Right.
Because it can't be similar to last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, it needs to be some improvements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and just looking at ESPN's little prediction, they have a 89% in USC's favor for that game. They
Wow.
have a 78% for Nebraska in that game. They do have
At Minnesota, it's almost 70% for Minnesota.
They have Michigan State favored over UCLA 55%.
At Iowa, 76% for Iowa.
Yeah. And then they have them favored against Maryland.
Yeah. And it's almost
Barely.
50-50.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
And to be honest, to be completely honest,
mhm.
Maryland is at the same talent level as Michigan State right now.
Yeah.
They're like at the same level. I don't know what that says. I don't know if that's bad for Michigan State,
Mm-hmm.
but Maryland is like talent par right next to them.
Yeah. So it's going to be interesting. And again, I don't know. I think they could have one of the better offenses in the Big Ten. So
They could.
maybe that's where they figure it out and they do have to kind of go to a shootout. I don't know if they can. To me, they don't feel like a team that can sustain a just time of possession, run the ball. To me personally, they have the talent at the receiving core. The quarterback has a lot of talent. Just needs to figure it all out. Like, let's change it up a little bit. Let's air it out just a little bit.
No, they're going to.
let's not
We
go
know
crazy.
they're going to air it out.
Let's not go crazy.
You brought these receivers in to help Nick Marsh for a reason.
That's what I mean. So we'll see. But I think I'm leaning towards what you're saying. I think they need to win 7.
Is that what? Are you going to predict a record, or are you just going to go with they need to win 7? Because your confidence was kind of wavering as you were going through the schedule.
I still think that they're more in line for like a 6 win, but hopefully they just look better, and that they still just need to.
I think that would
make
most likely be
improvements.
like really good offense and bad defense again.
Right.
Like the offense takes a step,
Mm-hmm.
defense just stays at a
Yeah.
level.
I want it to be similar to last year where they keep improving, but they show me signs of hope, basically. I don't need a full turnaround this year, but just tell me that Jonathan Smith is the right guy.
At least one element of their defense has to show something.
Yeah.
Like have a good pass rush, have a good run defense. Well, they had a good one, have an even better run defense.
Yeah.
Can the secondary make some plays?
Yeah.
Joey,
I
can the secondary make some plays?
don't know.
I think that would make MSU fans like the happiest.
Yeah.
If the secondary just like rose up. But yeah, have at least one part of the defense standing out.
All I'm saying, just be glad we don't have to play Ohio State, all right? That's all I'm saying. I don't want to see
Okay.
Jeremiah Smith on my screen running all over the place. So, yeah, Michigan State, just stay the course, keep improving, and we need to be able to trust Jonathan Smith and Aiden Childs. Those are the big factors for the team in general. So, how about those hyped up Wolverines? Mr. Number 1 quarterback.
The biggest cheaters in sports
How does it
history.
feel?
That hammer dropped, Joey. The hammer dropped.
Not enough, according to some.
Listen,
They got off easy.
There's a tear coming to my. We lost money. We lost. Sharon has to pick the game.
Wow,
He's suspended.
one of the biggest
I'm
colleges
so
in the country
sad.
lost a couple $1 million.
I'm so sad, Joey.
What was it? $20 million?
I can't even remember the number.
That's nothing.
But they dropped the hammer. Michigan got their punishments. It's all sad.
Man, Jim Harbaugh can never come back to college football.
Yeah, their reputation sucks. Connor Stallions can't come back
Yeah.
for a while. Oh, it's crazy. But let's get real.
Hey, how does it feel though going into the season without a quarterback controversy?
It feels good.
Is that weird?
It feels good.
Last year I felt like it was endless.
I wish there was more depth, but I blame Jim Harbaugh for the position he put them in the last few years.
Yeah, well.
But that's another thing.
Mhm.
But we got a quarterback. The guy that was the number 1 in the country from Belleville.
Mhm.
Picked LSU first and switched over to Michigan.
Another
Some say it was just because of the bag.
Another controversy, Belleville.
Yeah. What,
We won't go into that.
Yeah, I'm not even sure I know much about it, but we'll get to that after this. Bryce Underwood is going to be the starter for Michigan from the jump.
Mm-hmm.
He roomed with Max Bredesen, who was like the lead captain of the team. They roomed him with him on purpose. Like they wanted to get him mentally prepared for this stuff. He won the job through camp. And where do I start? Where should I start, Joey? I'm not sure where to take this first. Should I go just with my expectations or just my feelings?
Just get it all out.
Okay. So last year was interesting to say the least.
Actually, let's just start with Bryce Underwood. Since
Okay.
Where's your confidence level? What do you think? Yes, he's got a lot of hype behind him, and there's a lot of talent there, being just a giant of a quarterback. But
so,
what are your expectations?
My expectation is for Bryce Underwood to have an excellent career at Michigan.
Okay.
He's most likely only going to play 3 years. I expect him to make a run to the playoffs, be one of the best quarterbacks in the country at one point, not just in this conference. But I'm not expecting all of that year one.
Mm.
The Trevor Lawrences of the world only come around once a decade.
Right.
Maybe 2 a decade. But that stuff doesn't happen often.
Mm-hmm.
And guys usually sit their turn. He's going to start. True freshman quarterbacks that start, no matter what your pedigree is, whether you're first in the country, whether you're 50th in the country and just won in camp, you're expected to go through a learning process and to have some growing pains.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm expecting all of it. Michigan fans can be insane, to say the least.
Yeah.
Expectations can be ridiculous. And I'm not jumping on that train. I'm not that type of person. I prefer to be logical and reasonable.
Mm.
And I expect him to look pretty good against New Mexico. I think Oklahoma, he'll probably come down to earth. And they play Central, I think, week 3, and I think he'll probably look really good against Central. I think his performances will most likely reflect the level of competition he plays.
Yeah.
I think he will trust his physical gifts way too much at times. He's 6'4", almost 230. He can run. He has a huge arm. He can make all the throws accurately. So he's going to take some shots that probably end up as picks.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to run and try to run people over and not slide, and he's going to fumble a few times probably. He's going to have some nagging injuries probably at some point, which that's up to Sharon and them to coach that out of him.
Right.
But also, I don't think they're going to put a lot on his shoulders to start. I think they're going to keep it simple. They're going to rely on the run game like they always do. They have 2 running backs. They have a 1A and 1B that they can rely on. One is a transfer from Alabama, Justice Haynes. Other is Jordan Marshall, who's been in the program for a couple years. Had a really good performance in the Capital One Bowl where they beat Alabama. They're expecting to be the guys to lead the offense. So they're going to lead them in slowly. Even against Oklahoma week 2, I don't expect them to just throw everything at him and say, win us a game.
Mm-hmm.
Later in the season, that might happen when his talent is shown and he gets more comfortable. And later in the season, I might have some more expectations and get a little more annoyed. When it comes to Ohio State near the end of the season, I'm going to expect him to make some plays to win a high leverage game.
Yeah.
But we're not there. We're not even close to there.
Right.
I'm expecting him to show his talent, but also make mistakes.
Mm-hmm.
So those are my expectations for Bryce Underwood. Obviously, I'm beyond excited that we have this level of talent,
Mm-hmm.
but that comes with stuff, and perfection isn't what it comes with.
Yeah.
That's never what it is. So my expectations are adjusted.
So what are the thing that I always am trying to figure out, at least for Michigan, at least the last couple of years, who is he throwing to? Who are the guys, the skill position players that he has to support him?
So it's a complicated conversation because not only do you have the nation knows none of the receivers outside of the Michigan fan base. Most people don't know who they have.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in Donovan McCulley from Indiana, who was pretty good 2 years ago. Last year when they switched up the offense, he didn't fit much. He decided to redshirt and transfer. Donovan McCulley is 6'5", 220, big body, great hands. He's the number 1 receiver. I expect him to be consistent and like a go-to guy that they can trust. You still have Samaj Morgan, who's been here for 3 years.
Mm-hmm.
He started off pretty well as a freshman last year.
Not much.
Here's how I will go with the receiver room conversation. There's nothing to base off last year especially.
Mm-hmm.
Because they were Army and Navy when it came to passing. They were that bad.
Right.
You couldn't tell who could be a good receiver and who was terrible because they had no chance to show anything.
Mm-hmm.
They were expected to be blockers, catch 1 or 2 passes when you can, and then hopefully we win.
Right.
That's all it was. So I know the guys in the room. I know Fred Moore this is his 4th year. He's a redshirt sophomore. I know Channing Goodwin is here. He came in with Jaden Davis, who was a 4-star quarterback 2 years ago.
Mm.
Channing Goodwin has gotten rave reviews in camp. They say he's Mr. Consistency. He's going to be the 3rd receiver. He's like 6'1", 190 something, wears number 14. I know the names of these guys. I know their pedigrees.
Yeah.
But there's nothing showing on the field.
Mm-hmm.
But outside of Donovan McCulley 2 seasons ago, of what type of playmakers they can be. I know what type of talent they have. I know they were highly recruited guys. We just don't know.
Okay.
And that's up to Chip Lindsey, the new offensive coordinator, who was a coordinator for, I believe, Sam Howell, but he was a coordinator for Drake May when he was at North Carolina, when he put up all those crazy numbers. And they had running backs putting up 1,000 yards too. So Chip Lindsey is known for being balanced, but he's known for he can air it out when he needs to. He can go straight into the run game. He knows when to pick and choose.
Yeah.
On each side.
Right. And I was going to say that they're going to have to adjust to that with having Bryce Underwood.
Yeah.
In a similar vein to what I was saying about Aiden Childs, you want to see what he has. You can't just sit him back there. Even the way they played with J.J. McCarthy, like, it needs to be even more than that. Like, they played conservative
even
with
with
JJ.
them winning the championship the way they did, I wish they could have done that different.
Right.
Because it was run, maybe a pass, and then save us JJ.
Mm-hmm.
That's how it was most games, and he still ended up having really good numbers in his career.
Right.
With that situation.
Yeah. So that'll be interesting. And then
and they lost Colston Loveland, but they've been a tight end factory for a while now. They got Marlon Klein starting as a senior. He's one of the most athletic guys on the team. I don't expect him to be Colston Loveland, but he's going to be the starter. He's a captain. He has really good hands, and he's a really good blocker. They have young guys behind him. Brady Prescorn, who went to, was it Clarkston? I can't remember if it was Clarkston.
Was he Rochester Adams?
Oh, yeah, it was Adams. Yeah. They got Brady Prescorn, who didn't play last year.
Yeah, because I watched him play a couple years ago when they were playing against Lake Orion. He's from Lake Orion, but went to Rochester Adams.
Yeah, but in terms of young guys tight end, Hogan Hansen played some last year. He scored a couple touchdowns the last few weeks. Deacon Tonielli is a kid that I think he's from Illinois, another guy that's really talented, and Brady Prescorn. So they always have options, and they always rotate talented options through the tight end room. So I have confidence in that.
Yeah.
Now, the O-line is still a work in progress.
That's what I was going to ask next.
They have experience mixed with youth. And last year they were so up and down. They got better as the season, like when it got close to the end. But my hope is that they get back on track after those years, that like run of like 5-6 straight years where they just had nothing but high-level O-line play. But there are question marks.
Yeah.
Now, like G.L. El-Hadi, he's a senior, like he's a captain. He's going to be the leader of the O-line. Greg Crippen, I think, is a junior. He's going to be the center. But you've got Brady Norton, who's a transfer. I think he came in from Sacramento State. I'm forgetting. They have another guy that's just a sophomore that's starting. But he was highly recruited, and he's expected to step up. And they had a big injury in the offseason. Andrew Babalola, who was a 5-star, like top 20 guy in the country, he had a knee injury. He's going to be out for the season. He was expected to play some. So that hurts. But it comes to their recruiting and development. Their starting lineup, everybody knows what it is now, but the guys behind them, we got to see how they develop and how the rotations are. So, yeah, I'm expecting improvement.
And then the defense. Is that still the strongest component of this team?
I think it can be. It most likely will be. Losing Mason Graham and Kenneth Grant, that'll hurt everybody. Like, there's no way they can just like put 2 guys in and make up for it.
Right.
But it does help that they have other returning players on the defensive line that can help out. So, returning on the D-line, they lost Josiah Stewart, who was a big help with the pass rush. But Derek Moore is coming back as a senior. He's a defensive end. He had a really good bowl game against Alabama. He's expected to help the pass rush continue what they do. They also have TJ Guy, who's another senior. They're going to wear numbers 8 and 4. And they're both really talented pass rushing talents, but we got to see the numbers reflect their talent now.
Okay.
Like they've been good rotational players the past 3-4 years. They've come in, they've gotten a sack like every 2 or 3 games. They caused some havoc in the run game.
Yeah.
But now that those guys are gone, that were first rounders, they're expected to pick up the slack.
Yeah.
And they do have some good players as defensive tackles. They brought in some transfers. They brought in Trey Williams from Clemson. They brought in another guy that was from Alabama. I think his name is Deron Payne. Not Deron Payne. His last name is Payne.
Okay.
But a guy that went to Belleville and went to Alabama. He came back to Michigan.
Okay.
And another guy to look out for, his name is Trey Pierce. He's kind of like a hybrid DN defensive tackle. He wears 95.
Mm-hmm.
He's very explosive. He's like 6'5", like 290. But he can move very well. He has great moves. Trey Pierce is a guy to look out for.
Okay.
But in the linebacking core, Ernest Hausman is back, another senior. Jayshawn Barham came in from Maryland last year. He was extremely hyped.
Mm-hmm.
But they could never figure out what position to put him in exactly. He's set in his position now as a linebacker. He's like 6'4", 225 and runs like a 4.5. He's extremely athletic.
Yeah.
So he's expected to play a big role. The front seven, I don't have many questions.
Mm-hmm.
The secondary is where the question marks come in. Like, you have Jair Hill, who's like the number 1 corner definitively. He's been starting for the past 2 years. Brandon Hillman is a guy that plays like safety and corner. He's a hard-hitting guy that can cover too.
Mm-hmm.
And Zeke Berry, he's returning at his senior year. He's going to be a starting corner too. I think he's going to be like partially slot and outside. But the word out of camp is that a lot of the young guys have been playing really well and challenging for not starting spots, but like set rotational spots.
Mm-hmm.
Like Josiah Edmond, who was a freshman last year, he redshirted. He was like a high 4-star guy out of Indianapolis. He's expected to play a lot. Jaden Sanders, a true freshman from Texas, a big body guy, like 6'2", like 195. He's expected to play a lot. And there's one guy specifically that I have to look up. Do you have any thoughts on any of the guys I brought up so far?
No. Again, for me, it's a lot of like, I have to watch it to understand it, I guess. Again, not being as big into the recruiting and all the transfer stuff. Like, I'm more of an eye test kind of guy.
Yeah.
And I think similarly to Michigan State, it's like, where is Bryce Underwood at? Can he jump right in and be good? Is it going to take a little time? I mean, obviously, I think there's going to be some things that he has to figure out. But overall, like, how quickly is his talent going to translate to the college level? I think that's the important part. I feel like their defense should be solid enough to hold that down.
The name of the player that I forgot is Shamari Earls.
Hmm.
He was a high 4-star corner. He picked Michigan over Georgia. He's 6'2", almost 200 pounds. They gave him number 2, which means a lot.
Yeah.
Formerly Charles Woodson and all those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And they say he's like him, the other kid I mentioned, Jaden Sanders, they think they're ready to go as rotational guys. Like, this freshman class is very highly ranked. They have a lot of very talented guys that are ready to go. I brought up Andrew Babalola, who was ready to play but got hurt his knee on the offensive line.
Mm-hmm.
Another guy, Andrew Marsh, a freshman receiver from Texas. He's going to be the starting kick returner. And they're going to get him in there a lot playing slot and like doing gadget stuff. Because with the ball in his hands, he's just extra dynamic.
Yeah.
So there are going to be a lot of young guys they rely on with the defense and the offense. They got some talent that they're excited to put in there.
I was going to say, I think their hardest thing that they're going to have to deal with is that they don't have, like, it seems like the last couple of years they've had like that 1 or 2 proven guy on both sides of the ball. Whereas this year, yes, there's still the talent pool, but there's not a guy returning that was like dominant at his position.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of like wait and see, we need to prove it kind of things going on, I think, for a lot of their skill positions.
Yeah, there are a lot of things to see and look forward to. There are some question marks, like I said.
Yeah.
The receivers, some of the secondary, some young guys that have to step up, some guys that have been there that you don't know about, that have to show their talent finally with a new offense. So, yeah, my expectations, I'm not expecting championship level.
Mm-hmm.
It'd be nice if they could challenge for the Big Ten. They're talented enough to do it.
Yeah.
But in my mind, next year is more of like the championship push than this year.
Yeah.
And
I would say, though, just briefly looking at their schedule, because we only have a couple minutes.
That's what I was about to go to.
Their schedule, I don't see, if they lose more than 3 games, that's bad. In my
Honestly,
opinion.
I think 8-4 is my cap.
Okay.
Because there's a chance Bryce Underwood is like wildly up and down
Mm-hmm.
his decision making, or there's injury stuff, which you don't hope for, but
Right.
there's a chance for injury stuff. There's a chance that the secondary is so young that they like get picked apart by some teams,
Mm-hmm.
some more experienced teams. But I think they can win 10 games.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like between 8-4. Like Oklahoma week 2 is an interesting one. If they win that, they start 3-0. They could go 4-0 going to Nebraska.
Right. I was going to say, I think Oklahoma is a tough one. That's a good litmus test.
Yeah.
Nebraska looks like a trap game to
Yeah,
me.
it won't be easy. It will not be easy.
And then USC on the road is tough, and then Ohio State.
Yeah,
Other
like,
than that,
their schedule is set up to win at least 9 games,
right.
Yeah.
That's where I'm
especially
saying,
if they progress the way people think they can.
yeah, if they want to be, within contention next year and stuff, like, I think they just need to not fall into the trap games. And if they lose the games that they're like predicted to lose or projected to lose, then that's okay.
Yeah, like Wisconsin they still have question marks.
Mm-hmm.
They brought in Billy Edwards from Maryland, who's a good quarterback, but you don't know what Luke Fickell's team is going to look like at this point.
Right.
Honestly, USC, they're not preseason ranked. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But people know at this point that USC has a bunch of question marks.
Mm-hmm.
Washington at home, Purdue at home, they're rebuilding. At Northwestern won't be that difficult. Maryland always plays them tough, so I don't expect that to be just an easy game.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, there are 5 or 6 games that are more than 5 or 6, but there are several games that are expected wins.
Right.
And then like 4 to 5, 50-50s maybe.
Yeah. The only nice thing, again, they get Ohio State at home. So
Yeah.
if they're rolling, that could lead into something good. Otherwise, they'll get rolled by Ohio State because Ohio State is just back to being potentially elite. We'll see. But, yeah. Anything else you got to say about week 1? You're just excited.
YouTube TV, get your shit together. 5 o'clock today. Fox could be gone.
Oh, jeez.
That's literally in an hour. Hoping we get some good news.
Have you been scrolling Twitter to see if they've had any updates?
I haven't even. I don't want to stress myself out.
Okay.
The thing is, like I said before we started this, I'm going to download either the Fox Sports app or the Fox One app because they have all the Fox College Football and the Big Ten games, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
But it's inconvenient because you want them all in one place. Like when I set up my quad box on YouTube TV, I want some of those primetime Fox games instead of just like watching the single one on my phone. But
yep,
sacrifices happen. It is what it is.
And looking at the Lions schedule, they're on Fox a lot. So
yes.
outside of their primetime games and things like that. Yeah, let's figure this out.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of unsubscribers from YouTube TV.
Yeah,
if this happens.
I might be one of them.
I
Not that I'm
might have
technically
to
paying
keep it
for it,
like my
but-
parents use it
Yeah.
just for like regular TV
See,
too. So yeah.
We're the opposite. Like my parents are actually paying for it, and
Oh, yeah.
my dad keeps asking, "Do we still need it?" And
See,
I keep
I-
saying, "Sports." But if
My parents also have a Fire Stick still, so I think
figure it out,
yeah. But I still need my quad box though, so I'm keeping YouTube TV. It's conflicted.
yeah,
I'm happy. We're at football season, Joey.
I know.
We're here.
I'm excited.
Let's shit. We're here. We're finally here.
That's right. Unfortunately, that also means high school football, but
It is what it is.
high school football is fun, but it's work for me. So
Listen,
tough part.
I could have worked Pontiac High's first game tomorrow, and I chose not to. The past 3 months, I've been telling myself I was. Then they started writing names on the board, and I was like, I'll save that stress for the first week of school.
yeah.
Yeah, I'll save it.
All right, there it is. Week 1 of college football coming your way, and then we got the NFL next week. So we'll probably do a recap of all this in a couple weeks. We'll be able to do a big recap of where college football's at, where the NFL's at after week 1, and it'll be just football from here on out like we usually do. And then slowly the NBA will happen, then we'll be in Christmas, then we'll be in the new year, and time is flying by so crazy fast, I don't even know what to do with it. But everybody enjoy football, have some fun, and we'll see you in a couple weeks.
Go Blue. Good luck to Michigan State, I guess.